Room 442 is brought to you by North Star Bets. That's a win.
As the Premier League winds down, we are still trying to sort out who will finish in the top four and, of course, who will get relegated. I'm Sarah Pariah, joined with James Scheinman. And James, it is technically, we are going into match day 36, but of course there are several games to be made up for some of these teams. But we still don't know who's going to finish in the top four here.
No, top four, it's fascinating. You know, I thought it was Newcastle and United just sewn up.
And Liverpool has made it go for it.
They've won six straight games, and United are dropping points. Two straight losses, only one win in the last 4 games. Now, they have got that all-important game in hand, but Liverpool have the big goal differential edge as well.
Yeah.
So it's going to go right down to the wire. I would still suggest United will hang on, and Newcastle. But listen, in this time of year, there's always so many crazy, strange results.
Yeah.
We saw that on Monday's Premier League games at the bottom of the table, right? So Everton
smashed.
destroying their opponents.
Yeah.
You know, who are Brighton, who are one of the great stories of this season, right? And getting out of that drop zone. And we're seeing Forest, at the death, coming really close, but beating Southampton. So it's a crazy time of year. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
But, if you are Liverpool, you thought you were out of this.
Yeah,
really
no,
did,
we thought I said it myself for sure when they were in 9th place. I was like, "There's no hope, there's no chance," but there is. There's a little bit of a sparkle, a little bit of a gleaming light for them. So here's how it looks for these. We have Newcastle, United, Liverpool, Brighton, Tottenham. Probably who's going to finish in the top 4 between these two, because of course City and Arsenal are confirmed top 4. So of course Brighton have a couple more games as opposed to a team like Liverpool, but Liverpool maybe have one of the better schedules here. Leicester, Villa, and Southampton.
Yeah.
They should be able to snag all 9 points.
Well, listen, let's give Villa some credit in how they've played. They've lost 2 straight games now, but prior to that, they were one of the top teams in the league in 2023, but it's at Anfield.
Yeah.
Right? So Liverpool, they had to look at 9 points there to stand a chance. Very, very possible. United, listen, they're stumbling right now. De Gea with another howler on the weekend. Wolves, though, they should beat. Bournemouth are a team that could win against anyone on any day.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get with them.
But they've also, they're safe now, right? What are they playing for? Nothing.
Fun.
Are there flip-flops on?
Bragging rights.
Right, that's it, right?
Yeah.
Chelsea, again, coming off their first win under Frank Lampard. Have they turned the corner?
we
I don't
have
know.
no clue.
And then you're playing Fulham at home. Last game of the season. Fulham are playing for nothing either, right? So, United have a lot of points there that they should win. Newcastle have a tough one. I think it's tough in that you got desperate leads.
Yeah.
You got Brighton, who you are kind of fighting.
They at least want Europa League, if
They
anything.
want Europa League,
Yeah.
You got Leicester, desperate
and
Leicester.
Chelsea just
and Chelsea
trying to
again, who
trying
just
to figure.
don't know what to expect from.
Yeah.
So,
I will say I think Brighton's schedule is the worst. I mean, they still have the most games, but we're talking Arsenal, Newcastle, and City. Sure, Southampton, fine. Maybe they can get a win there. But as you said, Villa, who knows? What they could. It's an away game as well. But that scares me a bit for Brighton and for Newcastle. And because those two have, I think, a bit trickier schedules, I'm actually wondering if Liverpool might be able to slide in. I think I think you're right. I think United will finish top 4. But I'm just wondering if Newcastle stumble, will we see Liverpool take advantage of an easier schedule and just slide into 4th there?
I wonder that the extra 2 points Newcastle have the edge there.
Yeah.
It's going to be enough for them. And they got a big goal differential edge as well, right? They've been great all season. I'm going to rule out Spurs and Brighton. Brighton losing yesterday was a big loss for them.
I think we'd rule out Spurs anyways a couple
and
weeks
Spurs,
ago.
listen, they've given us no reason to think they can string together a series of wins, right?
Yeah.
They win because of Harry Kane.
Yeah.
And if not him, who else? Newcastle, let's go back there though. Sorry. I mean, listen, they've been so consistent all year. They're so far ahead of the curve that we thought they'd be at right now. But they did come off that loss to Arsenal on the weekend, where Arsenal were playing maybe their best football of the season.
Yeah.
Fantastic match.
That was a great game.
Great win.
Yeah.
And we'll see how Newcastle respond, but I think they're going to be okay because they're on 65 points. 3 up plus a game in hand. Whereas United's the one, right? Just a point up on Liverpool.
Oh, wouldn't you love it as a
one less
Liverpool
game
fan
played.
that you kick
Me
United?
and Mikey Singh. I would enjoy that show, but like I said, I'm hedging myself here because
For sure.
I still think United will hang on. That they've shown enough this season.
So you're saying that it's going to stay, Man City,
but
Arsenal,
who knows in what order?
Newcastle.
But I still think it's going to be those four at the end of the season.
And
will
then
remain
is
top 4.
Liverpool going to stay in 5th? Is it going to stay the way it is? Sorry,
League.
that's great. We can look here. That's perfect.
I think Europa League is going to be where they end up finishing. But listen,
5 and 6,
just
right?
so the audience, if they're not entirely sure what this means, Champions League football means hundreds and hundreds of millions of euros coming into that club, which means when you're going for players this summer, and Liverpool need to kind of rebuild its midfield in particular, and maybe a centre back as well. Justifying those transfers with more money coming in make it a lot easier. Plus, you want to get the best players, and they want to play Champions League. If you're
100%.
Declan Rice, for example, at West Ham, right, who's probably leaving, who's been linked with Arsenal, Newcastle, Manchester United, and Liverpool,
all of them,
right? And he's been at West Ham his whole career, which isn't Champions League football.
No.
If he's leaving West Ham, a team that he loves, he's going for a Champions League club. He's not going to go for the Europa League. So it's so important the next 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
Across Europe, really.
The links with Neymar and United as well, too, or Newcastle.
What do you make of those Neymar rumors?
I
Chelsea
want
as well,
him to go. I think, you know what, though? There's something inside me that says he's going to Chelsea. I think more than anything, he's going to Chelsea, which would also make what sense? Exactly. No Champions League. But, yeah, you're playing in the Prem, which is, of course, miles better than Liga right now. But you're not going to compete in Europe. So, I don't know. It's
and Neymar,
hard.
his ego needs to be there for the big picture. But I just see Todd Bowley throwing buckets of money at him.
And you know Neymar's dad's going to be all about that. Just, come on, little kid.
He's 31 now too, right?
Yeah.
He's won the Champions League.
He wants to go somewhere, though, where he's going to be beloved. That was what he wanted at Paris, right? He wanted to be that guy. He was under Neymar's shadow. I mean, Messi's shadow, sorry. And then, of course, at Paris, you had Mbappe, who was like the prince of Paris.
Poor Neymar, not being the main man.
Oh.
Come on, he's one of the best players
He is.
in modern
I think
generation.
I know he doesn't get the credit because maybe of his, his attitude sometimes, the flopping, his injuries.
Yeah.
But in terms of creativity, Neymar is one of the best players I've seen in my generation.
He'd be incredible. If he went to the Prem, he would be incredible for a year or so. He's 31, so he's not over the hill just yet.
No.
Maybe not at his
Don't
peak.
go Chelsea.
Just don't go to Saudi Arabia.
Oh, no, I don't. Yeah. I'm hearing Newcastle as well, though. They could afford him, right?
Yeah. I wonder if Eddie Howe wants that kind of ego.
That's what people are saying. They don't
They
want
could
him.
definitely afford him, but they also need that player that they can sell, like as far as the brand around the world. Because right now Newcastle have really good players, but there's no superstar in that team.
Yeah, they want the Neymar kits going out.
Yeah, exactly. Bruno Guimaraes is incredible, but
Yeah.
you're not selling that many beyond the Newcastle hardcore fan base, are you? You want a Neymar or someone there.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll wait and just get Mbappe or something in a couple of years' time.
Paris is about to be picked apart, though. I'll tell you that much. All right, really quickly after talking about the Premier League, let's talk a little bit about La Liga. I saw this photo posted by BR Football, and these are the teams that have confirmed themselves in for the Champions League next season. Obviously, Man City, Arsenal, Barcelona, Napoli, Munich, Dortmund, Celtic, and Belgrade. So when I see Barcelona here, my thought is, because of everything that's going on in La Liga, the top 4 in Barcelona is not confirmed. Only Barcelona is confirmed in the top 4. Ellie, if we could just pull up the table here for La Liga so we can show Mr. Sharman what we're looking at. So Barcelona, if they win this weekend against Espanyol, they're done. First place, that's it. But Real Madrid losing last weekend bumped Atletico in front of them. And you have Sociedad there, 61. I mean, I think it'll probably be Atletico, Real, and Sociedad because that drop after into 5th place via Real.
That's a big jump, isn't it?
But I mean, with the way Real Madrid have been playing in La Liga, do you think Sociedad could somehow get a couple points?
No.
Let me remind you, though, they have 38. They have about 5 more games left. This is match day 33, going into 34, and they're playing until 38. So they have a few more games than the Prem. They're
5 more games each, right?
Yeah.
15 more points.
Technically, it's possible. Technically, Real Madrid.
Well, Real have bigger fish to fry too, right? They're worrying about the Champions League semi-finals right now. And they have been up and down this season, but I can't see them dropping 7 points to Sociedad with 5 games
But could they stay in 3rd and Atletico finish in 2nd?
That's
Can
possible.
you imagine?
Atletico's been very
Simeone
quietly.
sends out Joao Felix, and now they're playing some class football.
Is there a coincidence there, right?
No.
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't know what
He
Joao
doesn't fit
Felix.
that
They don't
system
want
at
him.
all.
This is exactly. But they've been playing so much better football since he's gone to Chelsea, hoping that they Chelsea like what's going on there with Felix. But he's not even been playing. They're probably not going to buy him whatsoever.
He'll end up somewhere for a lot of money though, still, right? I mean, Atletico will punt him off.
I think
this
they
summer.
have to.
Since he left, since I think the new year.
Yeah.
They've been one of the best teams in Europe.
Yeah.
They just keep on winning, right? Fantastic performance. By the way, I read somewhere Malaga, right, who 4 or 5 years ago were Champions League football.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They've been dropped down to the 3rd division
Oh,
this past weekend.
crazy.
This is Malaga, right?
Yeah.
Playing against Barca and Real's second teams.
Yeah.
Just shows how football and how you can drop so quickly if you're being mismanaged. That was a really fun, dynamic team.
Yeah.
Who just got it wrong and couldn't stay up.
We're potentially going to see here, I'm just pulling up the bottom half of La Liga, Valencia. Terrible. We might see Valencia go down. As someone who's watched La Liga, what?
Would they be the biggest team to be relegated in Europe if they go down?
Yes, for sure.
No, I mean, because you can talk about Everton and
Leicester. You know what? I mean,
but Valencia's been a Champions League team for years.
Yeah.
Right?
I think it depends on who goes down in the Premier League. Like Leicester would be huge. Just they had that one,
they won the
2016.
championship once, yeah. But I still think Valencia's bigger.
Yeah, I mean, they just never, they've been such a prominent team in Europe, in Spain. So, yeah, it's crazy. This season has just been...
Across the board.
Yeah.
We'll have to, in a month from now, we'll just sit down and just decompress and do some shows.
Yeah, we will.
Just breathe and say, what just happened? And
we'll
break it down one by
one.
one.
We'll have to go through, each league at a time and just be like, what's going on here? Because, guys, it's been too crazy for even us. And we talk about it every day, but we still have no clue who's staying up, who's going down. Hopefully, I would like to see Valencia stay up. I would, but we'll see. 5 games left in La Liga. Anything's possible.
Room 442 is brought to you by North Star Bets. That's a win.